Very good evening. My name is Jonah Pankoko with Times News. Our top stories at this hour. Malawi Human Rights Commission faults the Malawi Police Service over human rights violations on suspects. Malawi and Mozambique have signed 2 agreements aimed at improving the energy sector and boosting trade. In other news, government and striking truck drivers are currently meeting in Lilongwe. We have these and other stories. Please stay with us. Malawi Human Rights Commission MHRC is faulting the Malawi Police Service on human rights violations, citing cases where suspects died in police custody or shot outside police stations. This is after the Commission reported that Malawi continues to register cases of torture and inhuman or degrading treatment in police stations. It states that between 2021 and 2024, the Commission registered 73 cases of torture and 8 deaths in police custody. Kathy Molidi reports from Lilongwe.
Speaking on Wednesday during a follow-up meeting with the Defense and Security Committee of Parliament, Ndanga noted that the police have not been handling some cases in a professional manner.
Especially in terms of handling suspects who may have emotional stress or mental health issues. We noticed that there has not been professional handling of those cases, and in most cases maybe the suspects have ended up injured, and in a case of Karonga, one suspect died in custody, and in both incidences they were not taken to a professional health facility where they could be assessed or receive medical attention.
In response, the Malawi Police Service Deputy Inspector General Happy Nkandawire defended the officers that they were in some cases acting in self-defense. Nkandawire also denied accusations that the officers issued one another.
You cannot conclude that Malawi Police Service is defensive. It defends its officers when you have not provided with a particular instance. I have given you examples of several police officers, fellow police officers that were investigated, arrested, prosecuted. So the issue of defending fellow police officers is neither here nor there. It doesn't arise.
Commenting on the issues, the Defense and Security Chairperson, Salim Bagas, said the police should improve their working relationship with MHRC and the Independent Complaints Commission, ICC.
All the stakeholders we met today, they have got challenges. So we have spoken to the Malawi Police to improve in their working relationship with Malawi Human Rights, as well as the ICC. So the ICC, the Malawi Human Rights, they should create a conducive platform with the Malawi Police, all of them, so that whenever there are issues, they should discuss issues before presented to Parliament.
This was a follow-up meeting after the committee engaged the stakeholders 2 weeks ago.
Malawi and Mozambique have signed crucial memorandums of understanding aimed at improving the energy sector and boosting trade of the 2 countries. President Lazarus Chakwera has described the agreements as key in enhancing the economic relationships between the 2 countries. He is optimistic that the opening up of the Nakara port to transport fuel and petroleum products from Mozambique to Malawi will reduce transportation costs, and the energy agreement will also reduce blackouts. Chakwera, together with his Mozambican counterpart, President Philip Nyusi, witnessed the signing ceremony of the agreements on energy formalized by energy ministers of the 2 countries. Under the agreements, Malawi seeks to negotiate for a convenient border post, simplified trade regimes, equal treatment of transporters, and tightened security to reduce the crossing of borders using uncharted roads. In his remarks, President Nyusi said the 2 countries will collaborate to ensure the agreements become practical so that the people of the 2 countries benefit. Now, stakeholders in the fight against HIV have raised concerns over the harmful influence of certain religious leaders who encourage people living with HIV to abandon their medication. University of Blantyre Synod Vice Chancellor Professor Isabel Apao-Piri emphasized the dangerous consequences of beliefs that faith alone can cure HIV and AIDS. She was speaking during a 2-day consultation meeting organized by the university in Blantyre in collaboration with the World Council of Churches and UNAIDS. More in this report by Ruelen Basa, but the report is being read by Sambana Jr.
The consultation meeting, part of the 2024 Training of Trainers program, was aimed to address the misinformation surrounding HIV treatment and the role of faith in promoting health and holistic healing.
There are so many people that have been prayed for and they have stopped medication. And then they were just wondering, what is the faith community saying about this issue? How can the faith community work with the government and the civil society and the health sector to promote maintenance of taking medication for HIV, whilst at the same time we are praying for holistic healing.
Chairperson of the Malawi Council of Churches, Reverend Bile Gama, said by spreading accurate information, faith communities can play a vital role in saving lives.
There have been some faith-based leaders that have been saying, we have prayed for you, stop taking your ARVs or ART, and that is not correct. This is misinformation, but also misguiding people. And we have lost a lot of people just because they stopped taking medication. So we are saying prayer is very important, but it should go also continuation of that medication.
In his remarks, Vice Chairperson of the Quadriya Muslim Association of Malawi, Sheikh Ami Jafar Kawinga, emphasized the importance of balancing spiritual and medical approaches to healing.
When somebody tells someone not to take a medicine, that you're implying that that particular person should not have life. So what we are saying that Allah says if you kill one person, then that means you have killed a nation. So we say if somebody tries to preach about not taking medicine, he's trying to say that you should not be alive.
The event brought together religious leaders from various faiths, academics, theologians, practitioners, civil society members, and individuals living with and affected by HIV.
We are still in health issues because the Ministry of Health, in partnership with an organization called We Care Solar, has unveiled a solar power initiative at Zomwe Hospital in Dowa District. This is aimed at improving maternal health care services in remote areas with limited access to reliable electricity. Deputy Minister of Health, Halima Daudi, launched the Lighting Every Birth initiative, highlighting the challenges faced by health facilities, particularly labor wards, due to power outages. Esna Tembo has compiled a report being read by Wezi Gausi.
Daudi says she noted that lack of power in maternity wards compromises the safety of women who are giving birth and the health workers assisting them.
This is a very important initiative because, as you know, that in our health facilities, we didn't have electricity. We don't have, a lot of health facilities don't have electricity. So, especially in the labor wards. So this solar light is going to help us a lot in our health facilities. Those facilities which don't have electricity, ESCOM electricity, they'll help a lot when someone is giving birth.
We Care Solar founder Lola Sashes explained that our organization's mission was born about of a desire to address maternal mortality in Africa.
To date, our organization has supported more than 9,000 health facilities, mostly in sub-Saharan Africa. Here in Malawi, we hope to do hundreds of health facilities, working in partnership with the Ministry of Health. We believe there may be as many as 1,000 health facilities that might benefit from this program, and we are in the process of doing assessments to identify the health facilities that can benefit from this program.
Dowa West MP Abel Kayembe commended the Minister of Health for introducing solar power systems in the healthy facilities.
For this particular organization to collaborate with Malawi government, especially the Ministry of Health, to install the solar lights in our maternity clinics, I think it's a positive development, more especially for the people of Dowa West constituency, and in particular the people of Senior Chief Zomwe, where we have launched this project.
This marks a significant step towards enhancing maternal health care services in Malawi's rural areas.
Now, Lilongwe Rural East Community Children's Parliament in Nkoma in Lilongwe wants Lilongwe District Council to look into issues of sexual harassment involving a 13-year-old girl and a chief. It's reported that the High Court acquitted the chief in question after the Magistrate Court sentenced him to 20 years imprisonment. For a full story, here's Miriam Dambo.
Speaker of the Lilongwe Rural East Children's Parliament, Billy Ashani, presented the issues during a closing of a 3-day Children's Parliament session in Nkoma. Ashani said they're fighting for justice for the youth and they believe authorities will act upon the resolutions. District Commissioner for Lilongwe, Lawford Palani, said issues which the Children Parliament has raised are real and they will sit down and deliberate on the issues the Children of Parliament has passed.
Council comprises of traditional leaders, and not only traditional leaders, we have councillors and members of parliament. This form the council. So we work through committees, and if this issue be brought to the committees, then it will be discussed at that level, and the full council will deliberate it and see what will be the way forward. So I'm 100% assured that this issue will be sorted out.
Programs Manager for World Vision Malawi, Harold Montali, encouraged government and stakeholders to act on the issues raised and assured support to the Youth Parliament by saying they are working with other stakeholders to see the possibility that the government can appeal to the Supreme Court.
We are amazed at the outcome, but then also realizing that we are a law-abiding institution. This is the High Court that ruled that there was lack of evidence. So we are just working with other stakeholders just to appreciate the reasons behind the discharge.
Some of the pertinent issues which came out of the meeting are the use of drugs, inadequate learning materials, and poor road infrastructure in the area.
As Malawi strives to have its sectors digitalized, the country's internet penetration remains low. It's currently at 36.9%, with stakeholders now calling for collaborations to improve internet access. In Malawi, access to internet is being affected by various factors, including high cost of smartphones, data, digital illiteracy levels, and lack of electricity access. For a full story, here's Feston Marekezo.
The Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority, MACLA, reports that currently Malawi has about 14 million active SIM cards, with 1 million of them in smartphones. Speaking at a National Youth Conversation in Mzuzu on Wednesday, MACLA Director General Daud Suleiman said though Malawi is one of the countries with cheapest data in Africa, the country's economic indicators bills it otherwise. Suleiman said the licensing of Starlink Internet Service Company was also a move to facilitate competition such that consumers have a choice.
Data is not that affordable at the Malawi economic level, using Malawi economic indicators. But when you look at global indicators and Africa region indicators, that will now translate our gigabit into US dollars, we are very affordable. Which means that on the international scene, our data bundles are cheap. But within Malawi, using our economy as an indicator, we still have work to do.
Commenting on what is being done to reduce digital illiteracy, Chomola Mikeka, Director of Science, Technology and Innovation in the Ministry of Education, said the direction is to have all schools in the country connected to the internet.
It is based on what is provided for in terms of milestones, priority interventions and targets and curriculum which should be aligned to fourth industrial revolution, page 25 but also page 65 of Malawi 2063. All these digital imaging technologies we're talking about, it should be done within the space of 5 years as a quick win. If we delay, we overflow to 2027. By 2030, we should be talking of a transformative education curriculum that is digital ready, enhanced with all the teaching and delivery mechanisms also supporting the same.
Meanwhile, Duncan Ichiani, National Youth Council of Malawi board chairperson, whose organization convened the National Youth Conversation, said Malawi's developmental aspirations are hinged on digitalization.
We want young people to make serious contributions, to make tangible contributions towards the development of this country and also to say what kind of a country they want in terms of various aspects. I mean, like, as we are saying in the topics we are able to discuss.
The event was held under the theme, Bridging the Digital Divide, Are Malawian Youth Ready to Lead in the Digital Revolution Towards Malawi 2063?
You're watching Times News. We have more after this short break.
Food, and then suddenly felt the burn. Don't let heartburn or indigestion ruin your meal. Try Tummy Sid. It gets to work fast to stop acids. Tummy Sid. Fast, soothing relief from heartburn.
Welcome back. And in news just coming in, Ministry of Labour officials and the striking truck drivers are currently locked up in a meeting in Lilongwe. General Secretary for the Professional Drivers Union Patso Moleni and Information Minister Moses Konkuyo have confirmed the development a while ago. The drivers are pushing for improved working conditions. Will update the story as events from the meeting unfold. Now, the National Bank of Malawi has provided financial support of 3 million kwacha to the Institute of Internal Auditors Malawi as it prepares for its annual general meeting in Mangochi. The bank's internal auditors manager, Sarah Gondwe, says the gesture showcases their support and commitment to the internal audit profession. Chimom Misumari reports.
Gondwe says they recognize the upcoming conference as a professional development platform for internal auditors in Malawi, hence their support.
This donation showcases our commitment to the internal audit profession, as well as supporting the advancements that the profession has brought in Malawi. We felt that it is important and pertinent that we support the upcoming conference, which serves as a professional development platform for internal audit professionals in Malawi.
President of the Institute of Internal Auditors Malawi, Ali Mwale, has since hailed the bank for support. He says this will help them draw together various local and international experts to make the conference fruitful.
As the Institute of Internal Auditors Malawi, we are really very appreciative to National Bank of Malawi for the donation that they have given us today. Basically what we are doing, we are about to host two important events. The Institute of Internal Auditors Malawi has been in existence for 25 years now, so we are celebrating our silver jubilee. So from 1st to 8th September we'll have two events. The first one is the Governors Forum, where we have invited heads of institutions, be it in the public as well as private sector, to attend. Basically, we at this event we will be discussing issues on governance, that is on the way organizations are supposed to be operating in accordance with best standards.
National Bank hopes the conference will bring about knowledge on how internal audit can move at the same pace with the rapid advancement of technology. It adds participants will figure out ways to manage and maneuver the emerging risks brought about by the digital era. This year's conference will be held under the theme, Be the Change, Internal Audit in the Era of Disruption.
Still in the news, Media Council of Malawi has come up with an initiative to equip students pursuing media studies in higher learning institutions with practical skills, addressing a critical gap in the industry. The move follows observations that many students lack adequate hands-on experience. Its Executive Director, Moses Kaofa, said this during the signing ceremony of a Memorandum of Understanding with Sherwood University in Lilongwe. Esna Temple has compiled a report being read by Brenda Kayo.
Kaufa said that the partnership will provide Sherwood University students with opportunities for practical training in various media institutions.
Our interest very much is to align what students from this institution are learning with what they are going to experience on the ground. So we are actually trying to bring in a test, a practical test into the field of media and communications.
Bachelor of Arts. Sherwood University Vice-Chancellor Theodora Musamba hailed the partnership, stating it will significantly enhance the standards of media students trained at the institution.
This will give us an opportunity to have our curriculum reviewed by Media Council, so that our curriculum should carry current issues and emerging issues that are pertinent in the media field. And further to that, this will offer the university an opportunity to have the students trained, be part of any developments that are happening in the media field.
This collaboration aims to bridge the gap between academic theory and practical application, producing well-rounded media professionals.
Now, at a time when unemployment remains high in the country, one young man, Joseph Kaluzi, has mapped his own destiny as a young entrepreneur. This is despite graduating with a degree in environmental science years back. The 27-year-old owns and runs a media film called Alpha Creations in Blantyre. He is definitely an inspiration to many youths who still struggle for a living. For a full story, here is Daniel Ziwa.
4 years ago, Joseph Kaluzi left the corridors of the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, MOBAS, with a bachelor's degree in environmental science. But he never got employed in his field. Today, he safely calls himself a young entrepreneur as he owns and runs a media film called Alpha Creations in Blantyre. Joseph believes talent and skills development in entrepreneurship could help address some economic challenges facing most youths in the country.
Out there, there are a lot of problems that the youth can solve, and every time somebody solves a problem, trust me, that is money in the current generation that we're in. So when people think outside the box, when people get out of their comfort zone, then they see the world differently. Because sometimes when you're too focused on your comfort zone, it really shuts your eyes and you can't see far.
He discloses plans to expand his company to accommodate the skills related to his profession. This far, he has managed to recruit 7 youths. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Institute's MAID Director Francis Mwamadi says the government is committed to empowering youths in entrepreneurship. But he observes the country still struggles to boost the business environment, a situation he says leads to relentless high unemployment rates.
You might be aware that currently the government of Malawi, through those banks, is implementing the financial inclusion and international scale project, which is basically providing affordable financing to small businesses, unlike the conventional rates that they get from the financing sector. They are getting financing at a more subsidized rate. For us, this is a step in the right direction, because once they get affordable financing, they will have enough room now to be able to expand their businesses. Further to that, government has got programs so to provide capacity building to the small businesses.
In July last year, Malawi launched the 2023 Population Week with the revelation that only 9% of the country's population is in labor workforce.
And that feature ends our evening news bulletin. But before we go, a look at headlines once again. Malawi's Human Rights Commission has faulted the Malawi Police Service over human rights violations on suspects. Malawi and Mozambique signed 2 agreements aimed at improving the energy sector and boosting trade. In other news, government and striking truck drivers are currently locked up in a meeting in Lilongwe. You have been with me, Jonah Pankoko. Good night.